Because when you first date someone, things are fireworks from the start. So you don't want those fireworks to die.
Babe, in this moment, I would be like,
Yeah, exactly. And then do what?
I would be like, I don't even get away.
I love your content. I'm going to send you a picture of my ass. So I was like, thanks. I appreciate it. Blah, blah, blah. But then I put, but I don't need a picture of your ass.
The day that we met, I told you, like, I'm going to be your girlfriend. And
Like-
Maximiliano said, Freddy was next to me. And I remember that Ian opens the door and walks into the classroom. And we're like, oh my God,
How old were you?
I'm breathing the same earth. And Ian is was.
Oh my God.
I was like,
You were an intense.
20.
So we started, we stopped, we started. We
and we're ready to go.
Yeah, we're ready to go. Oh, we can actually see some noise on your side. Finally.
I'm so glad. Because now I'm the quiet.
Yeah, ironically, you're the quiet one now.
Always.
No, you're not always the quiet one.
Yes, I am the quiet.
No, you're definitely not.
Yes.
You're most certainly not.
Episodes.
Episode number 4 of the Don't Wait Do It podcast. We're back at you live from Morelia.
And our apartment. Yeah,
Our
episode
apartment.
4. Everything has been...
Fucked up so far. It's getting back. Well, actually, no, it actually got worse the last episode. Because, well, no. So the first episode was actually decent. Okay, so problem with the first episode was we used the camera.
Yeah.
That was just, couldn't get the...
Using a camera was the worst for our podcast.
Well, because the settings are awful. You have to stop every 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It just made life 10 times more difficult.
So we decided to do everything with iPhones.
Yeah, that was number 2. And then what was the problem with number 2? I think it was your audio, wasn't it? I had to really mess around with your audio. I think.
It was the same that now.
Then number 3, the third camera.
Number
Or the
3
third-
was very cool, but at the
third
end,
shot was-
we didn't have the footage
Yes.
complete.
And number 4, we've actually got... I just don't know why. They're the same microphones. I don't know why. We're going to continue to learn.
If someone has an answer, please
Oh, my God, please.
text us, tell us
Yeah. If
what
you
do
know...
we have to do.
All I can say is the values and the decibels on the audio MIDI is wrong. They're different on the same microphone. That means nothing.
La 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 la.
So episode 4, we're going to go into intensity.
Intensity in all the way
Because
that
you're
you
an
can be
intense person.
Right back at you, little sunshine.
You're
The
You're not wrong,
intense
though.
has talk.
not wrong, though. But, so this was literally the reason we wanted to talk about this was because you were saying that from the start, because I said from the start that I wasn't intense on purpose.
No, it's because we were talking in the living room. I think that Metz was there. And
Or when she was here the other day.
And
Okay.
you said something like, yes, because you have to play cool.
That
Because she was
it.
talking about her crush that we're not going to say here, but you can imagine.
Oh, man.
Oh, Metz. And you said, like, yeah, like with her, I played cool since the start. I'm like,
Did I play it cool or did I not?
why did you play it cool with me? I was the first one that you played cool?
And it worked.
Was it difficult for you?
Yes. Well, actually, but I say I played it cool. When I was in the UK, we FaceTimed every day for like however long.
1 month.
Yeah.
And also, like, how many times did
What?
we try to go out? 5. So you
How many
didn't-
times did I try and get you out?
So you
No,
didn't.
no. How many times did we try and go out? How many dates did I ask you on before you eventually said yes?
I said yes.
Yeah, but you never showed up.
Because I forgot. Or I was asleep, or I had a headache. I know. I'm sorry that it really sounds awful, but it wasn't like that. That's why.
It was like that.
No.
That's how it was. That's how it happened.
That's why the last
And
time.
I still forgave you.
Thanks, chiquitin. That's why the last time where you were like, no, I don't know what happened. That I really wanted to go, but
I know
then,
exactly what happened.
Then I had migraine, and I told you, and you were really cool, and
That
it
was
made
it.
me laugh.
That was it. No, I remember you told me, I think you said it to Metz as well, that because you said about not going out, I was like, yeah, if you're feeling sick, like, I'm not going to make you come out with me if you're feeling sick. Like, I know we
No,
agreed something.
And
but
he said, I was like, I'm really, really sorry. I really didn't want to be a bitch.
yeah.
And you said something like, well, what's done is done. I don't want to believe in the past.
That was it.
And okay, yeah, like, let's see
Is
what
what-
we can do
yeah.
to solve it. I'm like,
But if I'm being honest, I think after every time that I tried to get us onto a date and it didn't happen. Like my hope just went down and down each time, without a doubt.
Thank you. You're so romantic.
But it did.
No, but it wasn't on purpose. I pinky promise. Pinky promise, boo boo. And yeah, I think that listening to that, and yeah, now that I think about it, it was you not being intense, because you could be intense since the attempt
Like,
one.
always like trying to get you on it. But come on, why aren't we going on a date? Like you said we were going to go on a date.
I would be like, fuck
Have you
off.
ever had guys like that?
Yeah.
Go on, tell me.
Yeah,
I'm
look.
curious.
No, but I just, when they are starting like that, I don't continue and I don't keep
Or do
going.
you just ignore them?
Because it's fucking,
Okay, but that's what I'm saying.
this is scary.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, the reality is there's nothing to be scared about. Well, maybe there is with some guys.
No,
but
yeah.
No, but like, I wasn't intense on purpose because I've actively seen it not work. I've had it with girls that are like that, and I'm like, you're actually weird, and it's like just like chill.
How was your intense with a girl? What did you do
Oh
that?
my God, I like.
Tell me to feel cringe.
Oh, it was. Like, I'm not gonna go into it because it would be clearly obvious. I'll tell you after.
Say it. We're not saying names, so it's okay.
No, so it was just like just too ridiculously intense that it was just a weird situation. It was just a very weird situation where I was just like actually chill. Like, actually chill.
That they tell you to chill?
No, I was telling them to chill. I was like
okay.
actually chill out, because I felt like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was just too much, and it was just
Pause.
okay.
So we're talking you being intense with a girl.
No, a girl being intense with me.
I was asking the opposite, but okay.
Okay.
But now tell us about a girl being intense with you, and I can tell you one, and then the opposite.
So, a girl that was really intense with me, and I was just to the point of, like, I just felt uncomfortable.
But how intense? What did she do?
So it would just be the way that, like, for example, even just like constantly sending nudes.
Oh, okay.
Like I was like, and I'm a guy.
But you were
like,
dating.
I wouldn't even say dating. It still wasn't even at that point. So that's where it was like, it was just too much. It was like, I feel like you can do something to a level without it being too much.
Yeah, because like, what was your breaking point for a guy to say chill if you're receiving nudes?
Well, it was, I don't know. Like, I think it was also probably the person. Because, for example, it's not just necessarily receiving a nude. It was actually maybe just the person, and just like,
yeah, I get it.
Like, I think each and everything just kept going more and more against her, if that made sense.
Because, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
When someone is not the person, what may feel like, oh, he's cute or she's cute with the one that you like, with people that you don't like. It's
Exactly.
Like,
well, no, take it this way. For example, and like, it's a lot of girls do this. If a guy catcalls a girl, they get pissed off.
What's that?
Yeah. Like, you get pissed off.
Well, depends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's say.
Yeah, I know.
Let's say that girl's biggest crush, famous celebrity, wolf whistled them. They'd be like.
No, I would be like you, but.
No, you wouldn't.
You. No, I would be like.
I hope you would be.
Babe, in this moment, I would be like.
Yeah, exactly. And then do what?
I would be like, I don't listen, get away.
Yeah, exactly. No, but that's okay. I don't listen, get away. So any girls out there, that's how it's done. Okay. But no, so it's all contextual based on the other person in the situation. So, like, that's the thing. Are they intense, or is it just the wrong person?
What if it's, it happened.
What?
Like someone that you really like, and it's like, okay, and then it becomes intense, or it becomes intense since the beginning.
Well, because
Both,
we say we weren't intense, but like,
we were pretty intense.
We were pretty intense, the way you think about it. But maybe that was actually, maybe we're just both so into. Look at our life in different areas. We're intense in every area of our life.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't we be intense in that? So us trying to not be intense was just like maybe an intense level 50 for most people, but for us it's like, no, I'm like a 2.
And the reality is that on date one, the day that we met, I told you, like, I'm going to be your girlfriend. And like, Maximiliano said, I agree.
Yeah.
I was like, oh fuck, I was intense, but he was intense too. So, okay.
So I think it's the individual.
Yeah, because maybe maybe another guy could, like, if it's a girl that you don't like or a boy that I don't like, and they told me like, you're going to be my girlfriend, I would take
You'd be like,
you
chill.
fucking chill. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, very true.
So it's the person.
I think it's all based on the person. But then, well, that can relate into... I don't know how that relates to work, but intensity in work. It's actually completely different. But, well, even you've seen it. What is it, Localito, where I always get the same sandwich every day? Same sandwich, same shot, same juice. And a coffee.
A vegetariano, a radiante, some...
No, detox.
No, detox. Detox or rejuvenecedor.
Yeah, rejuvenecedor.
And a shot of ginger
Yeah.
and thingy.
And a coffee.
And a coffee with coconut.
See.
He always orders the same thing. It's not a joke that we've been going to Localito for the last 3 months.
Yeah. But I'm just like that. I think maybe I am just intense with everything I do. Because even, for example, when I was really heavy in the gym, and I was there like 7 days a week. Sometimes would I go twice a day? So instead of doing twice a day, I'd go for a run or something like that. But I was just like heavy intense in something. But I believe that being intense is a way to get things done.
Yeah, because
I'd turn your mic a little bit because your face is a bit red.
Sorry.
Have I got red on my face?
No.
No?
Like that?
No. Turn it the other way, babe.
Like that?
Yeah, like that.
There?
Yeah, that's much better.
Yeah, being intense is what makes you do the things.
Okay, so being intense in your life, how has that helped you?
Always.
Other than finding a great boyfriend or fiance?
In everything, I guess, because I'm also like, I could get obsessed with something. And I just feel that I live my moments to the fullest, and I take my time to be intense with party, take my time to be intense with work, take my time.
You're right.
Take my time to be intense with
How much you burp.
Training, how much you fart.
How much you fart.
Maximiliano, what do you think about boyfriends that fart in front?
What do you think about
of the
girlfriends that
girlfriends?
fart constantly?
I've never farted in front of Maximiliano, but he spins and farts at the same time. It's a spar fart tonic. Spin fart
Shut the
tonic.
fuck up.
Okay, going back to intense. Yeah, for some people it's healthy, for others it's very unhealthy.
What, being intense?
Yeah, some people worried about you when you're intense with something.
I like this.
But also, I was thinking about it, and we've talked about it also. When people start telling you, like, you have to chill out, you're working too much.
What does that make you feel when someone says that to you?
I remember that I told you, but at the beginning I was like, am I?
Maybe they're right.
Maybe they're right, and maybe I have to slow down, and maybe I have to have more times to come and drink a beer.
Yeah.
And then I was like, but I don't want to drink a beer.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like until someone else gives you the confirmation of like, oh no, I am doing it right.
yeah, because then I saw it from another point of view of, okay, but if I have more time, what would I do? I don't want to party. I'm not in a season to party.
Why aren't you in a season to party?
I don't know. I think I focus on making money because I was tired of not having money and not having stability. That, yeah, I was having fun jobs and I was doing, and I'm still doing what I love. But I think that, again, I did that to the fullest and with a lot of intensity. Then I'm like, I'm done.
You've done it.
Yeah, I'm not, and I'm not saying that I'm done for life. Maybe yes, maybe no. Of course, that I'm not going to go back to the fucking club every weekend. I'm done with that. But it's because I started going to the clubs at 16.
Right. So
and
you've had your
since
you were
Thursday
a veteran
to Saturday, I was in the clubs.
What did you enjoy about the clubs?
Everything.
What?
It's like getting ready with the girls, doing makeup, having the pre, talking about boys, like going to the club and it's like, who's going to come? Like buying new clothes, everything. It's like everything around it.
That's so funny.
Well, I remember that if I didn't go to a club on a weekend, I felt like I couldn't breathe. I was like, oh my God, what's happening? I have
Well,
to
did
be
you really
there.
feel like you were missing out?
Yeah.
Really?
I cried when they didn't let me go to a club. Yeah. Especially
Why?
because then also in my house they were like, choose one day. And all of my friends knew that Thursday was a type of party, Friday was another. So the 3 days were going to be cool.
Right.
And I had to choose one.
How old were you?
15,
Oh,
16.
Clearly, well, you shouldn't be going out to clubs at 16
Well,
because that's actually dangerous.
yeah. And I remember that when we entered to the clubs, we saw everyone and we were like, they are so old.
Because you was kids in school.
Yeah.
Oh, policia.
Oh, policia.
Yeah. No, that's fucked because, like, when it came to clubbing, I did my thing so intense. I did it all in about 2 years.
I didn't intense in like 9 years, babe.
Jesus. Well, no, because if you think about it, I used to take so many drugs. Like, I think the worst one was I was either smoking weed, drinking, or sniffing cocaine for 30 days in a row. One of either. And mostly cocaine. And, like, that was the point that I think I started to stop because it got too intense. So actually the intensity of doing things in a negative way actually made it easier for me because that encouraged me to stop because it got so awful.
And also it's because the rush goes away because you not move, but well, yeah, you move and you live. I think by like period of rush of something, and you feel the rush, you feel it, and then you're like, oh, well, I'm done.
I think so, and I think I can do that very quickly.
And the more someone tells you, of course, don't do it, you're like, I want to do it, I want to do it, I want to do it. And then in a week, you're like, well, I shouldn't do it. I'm like,
that's it, told you.
and now I'm in a point where I don't say anything. I just support you for that period of time, and then you come back to normal.
Like what?
Like everything.
Go on, give me an example.
Like threads. Like eating waffles every single day, and if you didn't eat waffles one day, you were crying for the waffle maker.
Mateo commented. I commented on his video because he's doing eating one meal a day for 30 days, a challenge, and he was like, "Why don't you eat one waffle a day for 30 days?" I was like, "Bro, I did like 2 waffles a day for like 7 days in a row." I remember like I had for my breakfast was waffles. My lunch was a different set of so breakfast was waffles with fruit and agave. Lunch was waffles with, I think it was waffles with, they were all sweet waffles because I don't like savoury waffles. But it was waffles with like chocolate and peanut butter. And then last one was like waffles with fruit, chocolate and peanut butter.
See, you can criticize that I love tacos and I can eat tacos 24/7.
Yeah.
I have the same intensity, but the difference is that my love and intensity for tacos has lasted 33 years and it will keep going.
I can imagine. But you were a kid when you loved that, right?
I still love it, babe.
No, when you first liked
yeah.
waffles.
Yeah,
Waffles,
I was like in
tacos.
kindergarten and they took me to tacos and I ate like 4 with double tortilla of birria. Oh, at 9 if you go at 9 a.m., big, everyone loves you. Everyone loves you. You are the best. Tacos de birria of Morelia. I love you. And I remember I had 4 with double tortilla, meat juice.
How old were you?
Kinder, babe, like 6. Since I was like 6'5".
Oh my God.
And he was like, how is he so little and eat a lot? Like, oops.
No, so the funny thing with that is you were 6 eating tacos, but I'm sure it's probably similar here as well, but like it's very common for kids to start motocross at 6. And they get on a motorbike and they're just like going around on these little motorbikes at 6 years old. You were like loving your tacos at 6. Everyone has something. Oh, I tell you what.
Everyone has their passion.
No, I tell you what though. What's a very interesting statistic? Well, it's not a statistic, but what you loved, like truly loved as a kid, is usually what your purpose is in life.
Tacos?
Yeah. Well, you danced as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to play like dancing in concerts. Those were my games. Were choreographing for my friends.
Okay.
And like, yeah, if they went to the house, I was like, okay, let's play choreograph. You have to learn this, and I show them the choreograph and.
Well,
and
so even my intensity with the car breaking and wanting to get a new car.
That's another episode of Maximiliano Stress.
It's my.
It's not a stress. It's just that you want to solve everything like now.
Yeah, I hate problems. I hate prolonged problems.
It's good. Like
I just want the problem to be done.
The car broke. The car is an old car, but that thing that he was feeling, I felt it. I don't know how many years, but this last time, Max was like,
No, but take that as an example. You say you felt that for so many years, but nothing's changed.
because I can't do anything in that scenario.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I know I feel intense, but that's where intensity works because it gets shit done.
Yeah, but at the same time, in 2 days, you were stressing yourself and stressing me, by the way.
Actually, in fact, it gave us 2 days off as well. I quite liked that. I was like, I needed that reset.
About, like, we need a car. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but this is still... No, but we need to buy it. And you were like, I want to go to all the gates. Or how do you say that? To all the places where they sell cars
Garages.
in Morelia. We were literally just going everywhere because you wanted a car in that weekend.
Yeah.
If you had the credit or something, you would buy it.
Oh, without a doubt. That's the thing. That's why I can't wait to be very successful, because then I can do whatever I want in that moment.
We are very successful. We just need the
I just need more money, because like everything else in my life is great, to be honest. Like, I don't desire for anything else in my life. Like, eat when I want to eat, sleep when I want to sleep,
Oh, yeah.
wake up when I want to wake up. I want to wake up earlier. Like, work out when I want to work out. Like, for example, I don't know what's time, 11. Maybe work out after this, probably have some dinner.
Oh, dinner, yeah.
What we're going to eat? So
Noodles.
yeah, that was it.
Ooh.
I really wish we had spring rolls.
So, going back to intensity. To the first question that you haven't answered.
Did I not answer?
No,
What
you
was the
answered a
question?
different
What
one.
was the question?
The question was,
Yeah.
tell me one thing that you did when you were intense with a girl.
Ah, okay.
You with the girl. Something that you were like, ew, why did I do this?
It would just be constantly texting. And like, if I didn't get a reply, I'd always be checking my phone. And like, the worst thing is like that thing of double texting.
What's that?
So for example, you send a text, I don't know, right, well, couldn't give you an example, but you send a text, they don't reply. It's been like an hour or so, 2
And
hours, so you send another
one?
text.
Oh my God.
Like, I
I've
used to
never
be
done
like that.
No. Babe, no.
But that's the
But
thing, imagine I
boys-
was like that with you.
Boys, don't do that, because it's like, you don't have anything to do or what?
Exactly. So this is actually what I found out. I think I just spat. Sorry. Exactly.
Okay.
But that's what I found out. And I actually, like, I study things. Whenever I struggle with something, I like to study it. So like I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Like, how am I being so intense? And I remember literally like, I must text. And I had to like hold myself back. So like I was really just trying to not come across as intense. But I remember I double text and it does not work. It doesn't work. Double texting will never work. And it just makes you come off literally exactly what you said.
Ew.
And that's exactly what the girl will think.
Of
Do
course.
you not have anything else to do?
No,
Because
and it's
why
like,
would you want to be with someone who doesn't have anything to do?
And it's like, chill out. If you're like this with a
Uh-huh,
message, how are you
uh-huh.
going to be with other things? If
I can
we're
imagine.
also like just meeting each other. When I get that, I'm just like, ew, sin, and they can continue
Sin?
for you, like, sin.
Oh, scene.
Yeah.
But
And
didn't you say there's a guy who's been messaging you for how long? Like 5 years?
I
And he
was
still
going,
says, hey.
I was going to say, like, I had DMs and inbox or things like that,
Yeah.
where literally they have a time lapse of message since 2009.
Oh my god. No.
I swear.
No,
I
not 15 years.
I swear,
15
I
years?
swear my life. I
15
swear my
years.
life. I swear.
We
And
we need to name and shame these people.
I know. and also, like, I show you what I don't remember,
Dropping my
but
chair down.
one that was very, very intense. And suddenly he went to play El Carmen. I don't know how. And he sent
Didn't he
me.
get a photo of you?
The one that I showed you. Imagine that we were like, if I see him, I don't recognize him, but
Right.
you're going to know if you're watching this.
Yeah.
But he was.
He's going to be like, that's me.
I remember that I arrived like, oh, hey, because he was one of my teachers, but for me it was like a stranger. So I was like, oh, hi,
Oh,
blah,
so
blah.
so you actually said hello to him?
Because it was in the same table.
Ah, okay. In Playa?
Yeah.
Wait,
And
where?
in the beach. And then we went to have lunch.
What, and you knew
Dr.
he was
Seuss.
coming?
No. For me, it was imagine that you arrive with your friends and
Yeah.
someone random is there.
Oh, you thought he was a random?
Aha. So you just like, oh, hi.
Yeah. He's
So
Buenas
then,
tardes, motherfucker.
So then we went like beach. Then we had lunch, and at night we went to Santito or something like
Mhm.
that. And I remember that he was like, "Can I take a picture with you?" And I was like, "Oh, why?" And I was like, "Mets." And I think that we have a picture with him. Whatever. Bye. Nice to meet you. And the next day he sends me pictures of me. Imagine that you are me and I'm the guy. And literally the pictures is like he hiding and
Fuck
taking,
off.
and I'm like, and
Well,
he
you were
sent-
picking your nose.
well, no, but I was like,
You were probably burping or something like
you
that.
were farting maybe. And I remember I saw the pictures and I'm like,
That's just like
and he was
stalker
like,
level.
do you know her? I'm in love with her. And I'm like, fuck. I was like, who the fuck? Until I realized, I was like, oh, it was that guy. And it was very weird. And he keeps being very weird. There's a lot of weird people. That's what I'm saying. If you like someone and they're double texting, you start losing interest.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And what did you want it to do with me that was intense, but you were like, no, stop? Or why do you say that with me it was different?
Because I think I'm meant to be with you.
But what we were meant to be.
No, seriously, because the reality is, like, we say we weren't intense, but we were. I genuinely think the best thing that happened was that I went to the UK because we physically couldn't see each other. Like, because I know that 100% I would have seen you then. Well, I saw you that same night after we went out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he was like, I'm going to miss you so bitch. I just be the best person in the world. I want to see you again before I leave. And we're like, okay.
But like, so why didn't you feel that was intense? That I saw you the same day twice?
Literally like 2 hours, no, like 3 hours after. Because
No,
I don't
more
know.
than that. More than that.
Because I don't know. Because
I know obviously I was leaving, so that makes it a little bit more different.
maybe.
But why didn't you think that I was intense?
Yeah, but it's because I don't know. It's the person. Because
I think it's the person. I think
because
it's because
because
you
when
think
you
we're
sent
meant
me
to
the
be together.
message like, can I see you again? I was like, whoa.
You're like, ooh,
Ooh.
sexy British guy.
I'm going, bitch. No, I was like, oh, this twice, like in a day we just met, and we're like, yeah, but I want to see him.
Obvio.
And then you said, can I pick you up? And I said, yes.
You're welcome.
No, yeah, we were very intense because that same day we were holding hands.
I don't think that's intense.
Babe, of course that's it. For me, that's it. I don't give the hand to anyone.
You're welcome.
You're welcome that I give you that privilege.
You're
I
welcome.
don't
I
give
give you
the
that
hand to
privilege.
anyone. I don't.
I'd fucking hope not.
Bitch, don't kill my bag. I
get
hope
it.
that you don't do that.
I don't do that.
Mm.
Of course I don't.
I hope so.
I've got eyes for you, chicken.
Well, that wasn't. Yeah, so we were intense, but the thing is the person.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because that's what I'm saying. Like, I have been, like, I think borderline creepy. Like, for example, I told you that a girl just random, like, she literally just said, I love your content. I'm going to send you a picture of my ass. I was like, and like this was like years ago. So I was like, thanks. I appreciate it. Blah, blah, blah. But then I put, but I don't need a picture of your ass. Like, literally, I remember saying it. I remember like the energy of like how I would say it. I'd be like, thanks. Appreciate it. Appreciate the kindness. But I don't need a picture of your ass. And they sent me a picture of her ass, and then I remember I would just get like fake accounts or like other accounts.
what
of
do
her.
you literally think when you receive the ass picture?
I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Mm.
And I swear to God, I kid you not as well. I've literally had guys message me on fucking Facebook as well.
That happens.
And just sending me a picture of their dick.
Imagine how many times
can
it
imagine,
happens to
Because
a
I've had
girl.
it quite a few times. Not like crazy, maybe like a handful of times. But I can just imagine the amount of guys that send their penis to fucking women. And I'm just like,
I literally,
how?
I told you that I started in Mexico City. I just started receiving message of a guy, and he was like, "Can I buy you the new iPhone? And
I'll be like, yeah.
can I give you money?" And I'm like, "What the fuck?" And then I told my roomie in that moment, I was like, he's so intense. He literally was telling me like, "Can I be your slave? Can I be in the floor like you step over me?"
What the fuck?
And I just started like
it's actually comical
laughing
by
at
that
him,
point.
but he was serious. He was like, please, I would like to serve you. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, what the fuck? Because what do they expect?
What do they expect? For you to do it but then what?
And I asked, because I was like trying to understand, and I was like, but what do you earn? Like, nothing, just being serving you and you working on me. And I was like, oh my God.
I tell you what, there was this, I don't know if it was a program or this girl that did OnlyFans. She was on a podcast. She said this guy was messaging her, and he wanted her to make him go to a cash point, an ATM, and get $2,000 out, and he wanted her to do that to him. It was
Why?
his exactly.
Well, there's weird people.
But
There's
don't get
people
it.
that wants to buy used clothes.
I've seen that. I've heard it.
Ew.
Did you see the one of the woman that sells her farts? She farts in a jar and sells them and makes $100,000 a month.
Babe, I will be millionaire with you.
What?
I will
Business model.
I will
We'll
be
sell them with
millionaire.
your face,
No.
but my farts.
I will be millionaire because you fart 24/7, boo boo.
You fart 24/7, bitch.
You.
But, like,
But that's intensity. That's intensity that is like
What
you're
do you think
sick.
causes that?
I just don't get it.
Like, what causes someone to genuinely think? Because, like you said, the reality is, even if you double message someone, like, even let's take a low, like, because that's low intensity in comparison to that shit, but that's still intense. You double message someone, you say, I don't know, hey, how are you? How's your day going?
Been there, done that.
And then what? You've done that.
One time,
Yeah.
I was very stupid. I couldn't even talk to him. Literally, I couldn't.
But this is what we spoke about with Mets. I said, if you really feel like that with someone, because I've done that so many times, I'm like, if you can't talk to them, I think Buddha said it. It was a Buddha quote, and it said, if you get like anxiety and extreme butterflies in your stomach to a ridiculous level,
Awful degree, yeah.
they're not the person you should be with. The person you should be with is the person you can get on with immediately. That's what happened with us. That's why I know we should be together, and that's why it pissed me off when we argue, because like I'm like, it's so easy for us to get along.
It's because we could have a podcast.
We do have a podcast.
We could have a podcast since day one, because
mean?
we just talk and talk and talk and
True.
talk and talk, and we talk about everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just easy. The energy was easy and that's important that you said, because a lot of girls or in general, people can think that when you feel that nervous is because he's the one.
Yes, and it's totally the opposite.
And it's not, because I was literally not obsessed. Well, a little bit. Well, nah. Like,
What, Ian Eastwood?
no, that was when I was 16. I love you in the past. Ian Eastwood.
You were the stalker. You
Yeah,
were the stalker.
I was a stalker with
You
Ian
were
Eastwood.
weird.
I remember that we
What
were.
is it you on your Facebook? You're like,
I remember. Shh, babe, don't say that. I remember that we
that's
were.
why you're getting these stalkers on you, because you were the stalker.
we were
You're getting
in-
your karma.
We were in Hip Hop Your Body in Mexico City or Monterrey, I don't remember. And it was the first time that I took classes with Ian Eastwood. Freddie was next to me. And I remember that Ian opens the door and walks into the classroom. And we're like, oh my God,
How old were you?
I'm bringing the same earth and Ian Eastwood.
Oh my God.
I was like
You were an
20,
intense.
maybe.
You were 20.
No, but I
Oh my
don't
God, I thought you were
care.
going to say like 15.
Ian
Oh
Eastwood
my
didn't
God.
have age.
Oh my God.
And then I went out to the Oxxo, and when I came back, he was outside with his dad. And they say, hey, and he touched my hand. I was like, and then
you were such a groupie.
of Ian Eastwood, I've been always a groupie.
That's
Not now, but I was a groupie.
That's the worst.
No, but like a
But
mortal.
that's the thing. Like, the reality is, like, I've experienced that level of intensity where you can't actually talk to them.
That's awful.
That's the reality. Like, some people will go, well, but I want to feel those butterflies, and that. Why? I want to feel at home with you.
But I also feel butterflies when I see
No,
you.
I know, but that's the thing. That's where people get it twisted, where they go, oh no, but I still feel butterflies. It's not that. It's the most important thing is that, like, for example, I don't want to sit there and be like, what do we talk about next? Which I've had that genuine.
With us, it never happened.
But that's the thing. Like, I found it very easy to just talk and talk and talk. Whereas I've definitely been on dates or even just texting girls in the past.
Yeah, you said I like talking with a wall.
Genuinely.
How?
I remember, I think I told you the one situation, and I was like, I just can't talk to you anymore. I said to this girl, I can't talk to you anymore. She's like, I thought it was going really well. I was like, Jesus Christ, you must talk to some idiots. Because I can't even think of anything else other than...
How was it?
Literally, like, waking up and going, fuck, now I have to fucking message something. How are you today?
That's awful.
Do you know what I mean? Like, what more do you say? Like, imagine...
And for how long did you work like that?
What, speaking to that girl? Probably not long. Probably like a few weeks.
Oh, okay. Fuck.
Like...
So, for example, if you start knowing someone, in what moment or what gives you the hint to say, okay, this is not going to work? The energy is weird, or the texts are weird.
I think I tell you exactly what it is. When you have to think of something to say next. Because, like, you've probably experienced this when we first text for the first time, you send like paragraph,
Yeah.
and you're having a genuine conversation
Yeah.
about things that you find interesting.
Yeah.
You're finding out about each other. You're effectively dating without seeing them in
Mhm.
person, and obviously that's a new thing because of iPhones and whatever. But like that can go very quickly, or that can last a while. I think with us it just lasted a while, and then when we were in person, there was still more to talk about. But then we weren't in person. There was even more to talk about on text as well.
Yeah.
And then like we would FaceTime for hours each night.
But for example, what do you think that made what made you, because you start like doing FaceTime every day? What made you not skip a day?
So 2 things. One of them was I wanted you to see my interest in you. I
Okay.
wanted you to know that I was interested in you, but also at the same time,
It was Maximilian saying, "I'm here, bitch."
partially, but then also at the same time, I also wanted to like see if you were interested in me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but also it just felt like part of the routine. Because when you first date someone, things are fireworks from the start, or they should be, at least they should be. So you don't want those fireworks to die because you like the fireworks so much. The reality is like those fireworks can be there in a relationship forever, but I just don't think they'll ever be as intense as meeting someone for the first time because you don't know anything about them.
It's a
unknown.
mystery.
It is the mystery, and then that's where I think being intense fucks up the mystery. And I can't remember who told me this, or it was a book or a podcast or whatever. It was like, give them something to wonder about. I wonder what he's doing today.
Especially with social media, because before it was easier, but now I remember, this is going to sound old, but I remember when Snapchat started becoming a thing here.
I remember Snapchat.
I just literally broke up with an ex-boyfriend when the Snapchat started, and I was like every 5 seconds because they were uploading things.
Right.
Those
You were checking his stuff.
That was the moment where stories became a thing.
Oh my god.
So now,
yes, they did, didn't they?
so
Instagram stole it from Snapchat.
So now,
Forgot about that.
now it's more difficult to be mystery, but at the same time, and I get it, that what we see most of the times, what we see on Instagram is not real life, and I always say it, and that must be hard for you guys first to compare the appearance on Instagram and then on real life first.
Oh my god, I hate it. I absolutely despise it. You told me that I look better than my photos, right?
Yeah.
You were genuinely one of the first girls I ever went out from a dating app with that looks at how I expected you to look.
How did you expect me to look?
Like your photos.
Okay.
At least like at least like your photos. Do you know what I mean? I personally I just think you're naturally very beautiful, and I think you don't need to you pose when you're doing like photo shoots.
Yeah.
I don't think personally you need to pose. But like, if I'm being honest, like I don't see you as that person. I see you as such an innocent, silly, stupid person.
You see me as Kathya.
Exactly. But women never look like their photos whenever you go out on dates.
That's crazy.
So imagine this one. I remember I went out this one time.
Oh my god!
And
if I could share pictures of the things that Maximiliano did,
no.
I
So
would
this
break
one,
your screen,
no. So
people.
this one you would cry with laughter. I think she had airy armpits. I swear to God, I got to the beach and I was just waiting there and I was just like, and then this girl started walking towards me. I was like, no, please don't be her. Please don't be her. Please don't be her.
So it wasn't nothing like her.
Nothing at all.
Shut
I
up.
was like, fuck. She was good at taking pictures.
Shut up.
Like I kid you not. And I was just like, and she sat down. I was like, no. And then I remember this is the worst statement anyone ever said to me. First of all, from minute one, I was like, I'm not going to be rude. I'm not just going to walk off. I remember I got home, Tristan just goes, bro, if you ever need me, just text me and I'll call you and I'll say we've got an emergency.
Yeah,
I was like, my man. But it was just the worst experience because, like, first of all, like I was saying, I was just like, I'm just looking to date. Like, I'm not looking for a relationship, blah, blah, blah. And she was saying that she was looking for a relationship, and I was like, I'm not, like, and I was like really trying to emphasize that I wasn't. And
but how can you talk about that with someone that you just met, especially when there's nothing there?
I think it's just like not like, oh, I need a relationship. It's like, oh, I'm not looking to just date. Like I'm looking for a relationship. Like I think that's kind of normal conversation. But then I remember like I was just like, oh, my friend's going out he's leaving, so we're going out for dinner. So like I just cut it short, and then she like, as we're walking off, she goes, oh, so maybe you want to come to the bar with me, and then this is the worst statement ever.
Oh my God, I know which one.
She goes, maybe we can go and make the sex. And I just literally went like this. I went, yeah, maybe.
Oh my God, that you say that.
I couldn't walk away fast enough, and I literally just turned around and just started walking. I started walking, got home, and I just got back, and Tristan was just like, "Is that how'd it go?" I was like, "Bro, she wanted to make the sex." I was just, he was just laughing. I was like, "Oh my God!" It was just the worst statement I ever heard in my life.
But for example, she was nothing like the pictures, but
Nothing.
like or
No,
something that you would say
No, nothing like the picture. Nothing, not a thing. And it wasn't like they were different pictures. It was her. She was angles, color filters,
of
like
course.
everything. And it was just when I got back, I was just like, oh my God, I'm so glad to be home. I was like, I don't want to use Tinder.
I've never used Tinder in my life.
You used Bumble.
It's not the same.
Okay.
No, for me, it's not the same.
It's the same.
And
It's fucking dating app.
it took a while.
That's like
for
saying,
me.
oh, I don't use Instagram, but I use Facebook because that's still social media.
I don't care, but Tinder for me has another level that I didn't.
I'd agree.
touch.
I'd say Tinder's more for just like hooking up.
Yeah.
But
And,
Bumble.
and to be honest, like we had a fucking Bumble in real life 24/7 in Playa del Carmen.
True.
So that's why we're like, no, because
You don't really need it.
because literally you want to flirt, you want to get something, just
Straight out
fucking
Fifth.
walk in the Fifth, and you
Yeah.
will catch 4 or 5
Mhm.
like guys that are literally like running and asking for a number. I'm like, chill.
So okay, so you've always said that if a guy came up to you in person, you'd never date them. Is that what you always said?
What? How?
Like if
No.
a guy like came up to you on the streets, like let's say in Playa.
Depending on how do you come
Okay.
and what do you say?
Okay, so how does a guy come up to a woman? We're now going into relationship advice. Don't know how, but this is where we are. How does a guy come up to a woman and actually get their attention for them to go, oh, actually, I would consider going on a date with you? In your opinion?
The ones that in the moment caught my attention was when they were like natural, when they were not like in a pose of I'm going to get you, or
Yeah, but how do they come across natural?
like literally with one we just run in like to each other in the street and we're
Right.
like, oh hi, and we just start talking, and
Right.
their friends were like, do you know each other? We're like, no, never.
Right,
and we
right,
just
right.
like start talking. And another one, but I didn't went on a date with him. Like I just stopped and talk there.
Right.
And the other one that I was like, if I want to date someone in that moment, I will do it.
Yeah.
I was walking like on Friday at 12 p.m. That is the worst, like the peak hour in Playa
Oh,
Fifth.
that's awful.
And I was in pants, no makeup, like ponytail, just walking with a candy or something.
Obviously.
And
Cambacito.
and randomly a guy just like he literally ran into me, and I was like, he was like, I'm sorry. I was just having dinner in that restaurant, and I saw you, and I was like, whoa, you stand out because you are not like with a mini dress and full of makeup, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, he said that to you?
He was like, and I saw your face and you're beautiful and I want to take you on a date. And I remember I just laughed and I was like, that was a good one.
Okay, so realistically, the only thing a guy needs to do is make you laugh.
Yeah.
I think so. Because the reality is...
Matt always says that.
reality is he could have said that to girls.
but
And I know you hate that specifically so
that
much.
like that speech, I was like, yeah, you and how many more? But his way of please go out, like you want to come to dinner, like in that moment he was like truly interested.
Right.
And I was like, like the amount of times that I got more things or more comments without makeup than full of makeup in the Fifth.
Well, because you're different to everyone in Playa del Carmen. Because everyone's wearing makeup. Everyone's wearing makeup up to the gym.
Oh, yeah.
The amount of times that you walk in and be like, you're literally dressed for a club in gym wear.
But the gym is like a club in Playa del Carmen.
True,
Literally.
true, that's not wrong. I remember just getting to the point of just putting my headphones on and just being like, I can't even hear my headphones over soundproof headphones. I can just still hear their fucking shit music.
And going back to intensity, I remember that I told you one time that we were arguing or something. And I told you, like, the guys that flirt and try to get girls in the gym are the same ones that go to the clubs. They're just different type of people. But don't come and tell me that in the gym you are not a dickhead. Because you can.
What do you mean?
Yeah, like There are guys that are just partying in the night, and every night they are partying.
Yeah.
And there are boys that are in the gym every day since 6 a.m., but they are also flirting with every girl that they see.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So it's the same thing. It's the same intensity, just using different times of the day.
Yeah, I'd agree.
But I don't agree when the guys of the morning are like, no, if you go to a club, you're wrong and you're a bad boy or you're a boy girl. I'm not saying in general. I just say that I don't agree that you are a saint because you wake up at 6 a.m.
Oh, of course not. Of course not. Not at all. I don't think. I think it depends on how you treat people. Because also I know people that are very respectful. But then I also saw people in the gym. I literally saw people in the gym. And I remember this girl clearly didn't want this guy to talk to her. Clearly. Like, it was obvious. Like, I could just see it. And he's like, so what you're doing with this exercise, you're doing it wrong. And she's like...
Okay.
Like imagine that. Imagine you're just like, I don't give a fuck. Like, if some girl came up to me and was like, you're doing this wrong, I'd be like, first of all, I'd be like, did I ask? Did I ask for your opinion? Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
I don't think that if a girl goes to you, you would say that. But as women, you feel more threatened.
Actually, yeah, very true.
As a boy, you're not going to turn and say, I didn't ask you. You will say, can I get your number?
Very true. Yeah, no, that's true. Do you want to say that with more attitude?
Relieving the intentions of Maximiliano. See, that's the thing that I'm saying. Like, just accept it that you will flirt right away.
If a girl came up to you, but it's different because guys come up to girls all the time. Girls never come up to guys, or in my experience. So, it's different. It's much more different. Would you not agree?
Intensity in both men and women.
But then at the same time, if a girl was super intense, that's different. Because I agree, I without a doubt, you wouldn't. Like, do you know what I mean? If you came up to me in the gym, if I didn't know you.
Why would I talk to you?
Rude.
But I don't talk to, especially in the gym. I don't talk to people. I hate talking to people in the gym.
I actually used to hate it. In player, I started just like, but then I'd have too many conversations, and then you wouldn't get any workout done.
I hate it. That's why I wear headphones on the gym. Don't talk to me when I'm in the gym. Don't talk to me. I don't want to be rude. I don't like to talk.
Yeah.
It's different in CrossFit. For example, in CrossFit, I don't shut up. They have to tell me
in a group of people.
But in the gym, it's like, you don't touch me. Don't come near because I'm in my own thing.
That was the one thing I actually started to not like about player so much, is because I started to know people. Like, you just be like, oh, for fuck's sake, it's just people here. Like, you don't want to be rude and you don't want to ignore them.
Because again, that gym is like the 12, but in the morning.
True.
It's the same.
True. Yeah, very true. How do you think being intense helped you in dancing? Like, your career?
It has helped me in the sense that dancing fulfills something in me. Not all the time in money. Now it can do it, but I don't know, it's just that intensity that I use when I dance, and it gives me like energy back. And the moments that I want to give up because there's no money, I'm just like, keep doing it. Do
you think you have to be intense when you dance though, in order to actually like stand out on the stage? Because you can't just. No, like, you have to be intentional. But
again, I think that it's a matter of attitude.
Okay.
Because and I remember that I learned that from teachers, Maribel Ochoa, goddess, and Chava Carvajal. One time they told us, like, Jorge Cerecero, like a lot of big teachers, they always tell us, I don't give a fuck if you can give like 3 flip backs and blah blah blah. If you don't have enough attitude, if you're just standing in the stage. Because
right. You have to stand out.
A dancer can project a lot with their attitude and with their energy.
They can be a slow dancer but still have attitude and energy, right?
But it's not even dancing. It's literally like the presence on a stage.
Okay.
And I think that's it's like something that comes out from attitude, from energy, from like character.
Okay, so how does someone gain that level of attitude on the stage? Like, for example, for me, I couldn't think of anything worse than dancing on a stage in front of people. I couldn't think of anything worse. That would actually be like, I just wouldn't want to do it.
I think that it's not a secret that you do, and in 5 minutes you will get it. It's a matter of working, and it's a matter of, in Spanish we call it tablas.
Okay.
So it's like tener tablas en un escenario means that you've been there enough times and you have enough experience, like performing, dancing, training, that you just get it. Your body gets like that knowledge.
What, of attitude?
Yeah, but
because you've got attitude.
but I got attitude since I was bubita.
True.
So that's why it depends. And for
Okay.
example, it works for me in the dancing thing
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
in the stage. When my friends have been like, "Can you go and say blah blah?" I'm like, "What? What do I have to say?" And I just stand there and I don't know. Of course, it's not easy. Every time that I'm in the stage, I feel like
Yeah, you do
nervous.
still feel it?
Yeah. of
Okay,
course.
so because everyone still feels that, because I used to have severe stage fright. I could not talk in front of people.
that always happens.
I couldn't talk. Like, I remember even the first time I sat down to try and talk on camera, and I looked at the camera and went, "What am I talking to?" It didn't make any sense to me. My
Yeah.
brain couldn't compute that was normal
Mm.
because of past experiences and
Yeah.
like bad experiences talking in front of people. But every time that I would speak on stage or have to speak in public, I used to get severe. Like, my stomach would be crippled. I couldn't eat. I couldn't, like,
Nothing.
nothing.
Yeah.
But once I got into the flow of things, I was okay. But I just remember the first time I ever spoke on stage in front of people, and my friend said to me, "I was nervous for you." It wasn't even on stage; it was in front of 10 people.
Cool.
He literally looked at me and went, "Max, I was nervous for you." I was like, "Was it that bad?" He went, "Yeah, it was that bad," and it was just painful. But I said, I was like, and I remember I was maybe like 19, and I just said to myself, "But I have to do this. I have to get better. I know I hate this, and I know this feels awful, and my body physically can't handle this, but I have to learn this because."
You just have to do it enough times.
And eventually it just, like, now I could speak in front of people quite comfortably. I realized that the most difficult things I actually did, I faced them really early. A lot of entrepreneurs, I listen to someone like Gary Vaynerchuk, he'll say this: you should focus on your strengths first, then focus on your weaknesses. I did the total opposite. I focused on all my weaknesses first. Now I'm starting to focus on my strengths.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm only really just figuring out my strengths from figuring out how bad my weaknesses were. And actually, for example, planning is just not a great strength of mine. Even planning a podcast, like, I've got like 5 bullet points just because I copied and pasted them because they were in my phone. Like, I think again, this is a strength for me that I need to understand, is I think we just need to be more prepared.
Yeah.
So that even we know what we're asking to make the podcast better.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it,
But that's something that you learn with repetition.
by doing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, the only reason I figured this out is because we've done 4 episodes and I've gone, I think we just need to plan more. But if someone would have gone, I think you need to plan your podcast, I would have gone, yeah, all right, I can do them off. Because we can talk easily anyway. I think putting a camera on you makes things slightly
Yeah.
different. And I think we just have to get used to that personally. But if someone's to just say to you, oh, you should plan it first.
Which I did.
But that's the thing, we have to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I think people hate that. They go, because I know you hate that as well. You go, why do people have to get to that point? I'm like, unfortunately, that's people.
To what point?
Like, and some points are too extreme. Like, what were we watching earlier? Where the guy had to get to the point of literally being shot for him to...
Shot and about to die to realize that he fucked up being unfaithful.
yeah. So, like,
And
that I think that's an extreme.
But for example, what about the people, including me, that we go too intense to a degree that we got sick? That's awful.
Well, it's like you said to me, I think you said it to me earlier. But that's the thing, I can't tell you otherwise. Because you have to experience it.
Yeah.
Because I think you said earlier, like, I think you're still taking the medicine for your throat, right?
For the nose, yeah.
Yeah, so you're still taking a
After
little
2
bit.
weeks.
Yeah. See, I'm just like, and then you said to me the other day that you don't want to be sick for the motion and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, like, reduce the amount of sugar, take your ginger shots, but you won't do it until you do it.
But
You know
I'm
what I mean?
doing something about it because I know that I always get, like, not stressed, but I get like 150%.
Mhm.
And the steam comes out of me literally on important days.
Mhm.
Now I'm trying to get ahead of my things, so
Right.
the week that is about to start, I don't feel that I'm crashing.
Yes.
I know that it's not like a big thing, but for me, it's a thing now being conscious and trying to reduce the amount of work that I will have those days.
I think that's the biggest
So
thing.
it's a step by step.
Because the reality is, like, you are very capable of doing all the things that you take on, but then that your energy's in so many different places that then, even, for example, maybe we don't spend time together and then you get annoyed, and then I'm like, but you can genuinely only put your energy, your time in so many things at once. Do you know what I mean? Like the conversation I had with Jack, where he was saying, you've got a girlfriend, you've got kids, you've got a job, you've got the gym, you've got meditation, you've got self-help. Like that's 6 things you've got to do. Now add in another side hustle, add in like, and this is what I don't get it. Minus the fact that people shouldn't be unfaithful. How the hell do you have time to have 2 lives? To live with another person, to spend time with another person? I'm just like, that is just it. Like, if those people could genuinely just direct that energy into something better, they could be so successful.
But they'd rather have 2 families.
Why?
I don't get it.
I don't understand it.
It's just like mentally, emotional, and everything, energetic. Like it just drains you.
Yeah, I think that's my thing. Even with dating, like I'm so grateful for having a relationship for many reasons, but
I know what he's going to say, and he's going to say something very man.
Yeah, but that's why I'm going to say this first. I'm very grateful for many reasons because I love to spend time with you. I love all these things. But
that saves me time from dating.
Like dating wasted so much time. Honestly, it wasted so much time for me. It did. And I'm like, fuck, I spent so much time that could have been allocated elsewhere. Like even allocated elsewhere to building a relationship, something that's of value. Do you know what I mean? The way that I see it like this. Dating is like gambling. But building a relationship is an investment for your future. You're like building something.
Yeah, but also you had a year of going fooling with Bumble, Tinder, and everything that moved.
Without a doubt. Because again, no one could have told me, don't do it.
Because like, and even that, as you were intense in the beginning, before being in a relationship, you were like, oh, I might wanna not a monogamous relationship.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? I respect the people that does it.
Because they talk about it as well.
I don't like it. I don't do it, and I don't want it. That's me. If you want to be like that, I appreciate the fact that you told me. But
that was me. I was being honest.
But I'm not going to be a part of it.
Exactly.
And I told you like do whatever you need to do.
But I respect that as well. And
then he think the things after his rush.
Exactly.
And what happened?
You ended up with the greatest boy in the world.
You ended up with
Man, you end up with the greatest man in the world.
You end up with the best bubita in the world.
The best woman.
Yeah.
Correct. Because... But it's
intense bitch.
Intense motherfucker, it's you.
No, you.
But the biggest things that have been, like, beneficial for me being intense is I feel like also you get the things out of the way to see if you really want them. Like, I didn't want to party. I didn't want drugs.
No. Okay.
Like, like I've said to you, there's many things that I just know I won't get bored of. Business, success in life, health, happiness, like those things I just won't get bored of because I've done them intensely and I still enjoy them. Again, talk about intense. I used to meditate 3 hours a day, every day for like years, genuinely years. Maybe not 3 hours a day. I say minimum, I do an hour and a half to 3 hours a day of meditation every day for 3 to 5 years. I stopped meditating middle of the year in Playa because I was just like, I just don't feel I'm getting any benefit of this anymore because it's so routine. Now, when I started meditating again, I actually get benefit from it again.
But that's the thing, and I think that those are your 2 different sides because in a degree you were afraid of commitment because you are afraid of saying or signing or whatever, something that will take you months, but you go and do everything for months, but the same, but without having the pre-agreement.
But with high intensity. Because, for example, that was exactly why I never bought a phone contract. When we were looking at cars, I looked at the finance. I was like, how much? I was like, I'm not fucking paying a finance. I was like, I don't want to pay that. Like, why should I pay?
3 days of saying, I need a car, we want a car, let's buy a car.
Is what it is. But like, I bought my phone outright because I didn't want to finance on it. I didn't like the idea of being...
Like feeling stuck.
Do you know what I mean? Because the reality is, I used that phone for 6 years.
Yeah.
The iPhone 11, I had that for however long because I started making a bit of money. No, not 6 years. I think 4 years. 4 years. It was exactly 4 years. Give or take, maybe a bit more. 4 or 5 years. Like, that's a long time to have a phone. Most people get a phone every 2 or 3 years.
I used to always lose them or used to, now not anymore.
But no, so the reality is, I think I figured out just from so many repetitions, I actually don't have as many commitment issues that I thought I did. I think I thought I did
No,
more.
you're getting better. Yeah, and I think that you have an idea. For example, what was the idea of marriage for you?
In what context? As a whole?
Yeah, as a whole. Like, did you ever think about getting married?
I never thought of ever getting married once in my life.
So you decide, like, I'm not getting married.
I was just like, what's the point? Like for me, the way I saw marriage was, it's a bit of paper for me to tell you I love you. Bullshit. Because I know people that have been married, they've cheated on each other.
Yeah.
They don't love the other person. They
Mhm.
did it out of like, shit, I don't have any other choice.
Yeah.
There's what they arranged marriages. I'm like, what is the point in marriage? Like, I genuinely saw no point of it.
It just gives you more problems in that scenario.
But that was it. I didn't see any. That was the thing. If I'm doing something, I want to see a benefit from it. If I don't see a benefit from it, then it doesn't make sense to me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, that's how I see everything in life. I'm like, what is the point in me getting a new pair of shoes if I'm not going to wear them? There's no benefit. There's no benefit. If I'm not going to use them, I'm not going to wear them. Like, what's the point? Do you know what I mean? It was like, for example, why did it, like, this is how I thought about buying a bicycle when I was in Playa del Carmen. I was like, right, so if I get this bicycle, it's $100, $200, whatever. I think it was $100 at the time. I was like, if I use it for a year, that means it cost me $10 a month.
Just Maximilian.
So then I was like, look, I could give this to a homeless person, and it cost me $10 a month to have a ability to move around while I'm in Playa. It ended up lasting me maybe 2 years, and then I gave it to Mez. And I was like, I don't really care about the money for it, because...
And Mez is using it a lot.
Yeah, I remember we've still got the video of me, knighting her with my bike chain.
We'll put the video here.
Yeah. But for me, something has to have benefit for it to work. Do you know what I mean? And then we've spoken about that, where I'm like, I understand your point, and I love you enough to do something that I was never willing to do, to prove my love to you. But I don't need to prove my love to you by signing a piece of paper.
Like we're like, people before they were like, but you're not getting married, and literally my answer was like, but I already feel married with you.
That was it.
I don't need to sign a paper to feel that we're married, because this sounds, and it took me a while to get into this, and because it's scary sometimes, but I feel that I'm married with you. When we came here and our family was buying us like the things for the bed,
like plates,
and I was like, I had a moment where I was like, what's happening?
But then
because I got afraid.
I
got afraid, because for me that was like, this is literally being married.
But then I suppose that's probably the way that I think about it. Is my version of being afraid is just having to rationalize everything and say, okay, it doesn't make sense. What's the point? Well, I tell you what, that was one of the biggest intensities I struggled with, was like really struggled with Instagram, where I would just be scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and you just be doom scrolling on Instagram for ages, and you just waste so much time doing it. So that's the thing. Intensity can be a blessing. I waste more
time on TikTok, I think.
Really? I don't even use TikTok anymore.
Because I just use TikTok to watch sad videos or baby videos, and I always or cry or laugh. I could go on TikTok for hours.
I used to be able to.
Because
I can't. I just can't do it.
I start in a story, and then I end up on how does the ghost of the boy end up in the room, like weird shit.
But that's the thing. Like, the intensity thing can serve you very well, but it can also really fuck you up.
Yeah.
Really fuck you up, because it can being too intense can make you millions of dollars. Being too intense can make you really fucking healthy and fit. Being too intense can give you a great relationship, but also being intense can make you really fat. Being intense can make you very broke from gambling, or
even, for example, in the same example, being intense can make you be like in the best shape, apparently, but also very sick if you have an obsession with workout. So everything has a middle point, I think, and that's the thing that you have to
See, that's something that I
don't
don't
know.
necessarily agree with. I agree with balance to a degree, but I
Yeah.
agree if you want to be great at something, you have to be more obsessed than everyone else.
I get it, but at the same time, if you are burning in fever, you have to understand that night you
I
have to
agree with
close the
that.
laptop.
I agree with that.
I'm not saying be in the middle. I hate
Yeah,
things in
I
the
agree
middle.
with that.
I hate things in the middle in every area of my life.
But then at the same time, what I would say is you can actually combat that with being super fucking healthy, that you don't get to that point.
Yeah, but I also know people that has been super healthy and
No.
they are dead.
No, but I'm including meditation. Like, I'm including mentally healthy as
Yeah.
well. Because
Like that
constantly
that
being...
should be the amazing. That should be the best like option to be balanced and try to be super healthy in all the areas, not just in food or not just in workout.
But that's the thing. But that for me is like when I say the word success or I say the word health, like I combine them all together. Whereas like for someone to be extremely wealthy, like to every sense of the word wealthy, I think they need to be able to like have high energy levels.
Yeah.
Which what causes energy levels? A good amount of sleep, not oversleeping, not undersleeping. A good amount of sleep.
I love to sleep.
A good diet, I know you do. A great diet, and keeping your body in shape. That doesn't mean you have to be like bench pressing 250 kilos. Of course not.
Yeah.
But I think you have to have some form of everything. So you have to do like mental exercises. You have to do physical exercise. You have to do even spiritual exercise to some degree. And that's where some people go to church. They'll pray. I'll personally use meditation. Or just like even just going for a walk for some people. They don't even necessarily need to go and do these like rituals. But I think a ritual of just going for a walk can genuinely, well, not can, 100% scientifically genuinely improves your mental well-being. And to be truly wealthy, you need to have a level of mental well-being, because money alone won't make you wealthy. It's a matter of having everything. Do you have people around you that love you? Doesn't mean you need hundreds of people, but you need a group of people around you that love you. That could include your family, that could include your friends. It doesn't matter. Like, you don't have to have a family, you don't have to just have friends. You can have a balance of both. But to be truly wealthy is to have everything in life, in my opinion. And that's what I personally want to strive for. I like to strive for that. Like, I know, or you know, that I can sit and we can work for hours on end and be like, fuck, we do need to actually work out. Or we
need to eat.
Or we need to eat. So like that's where our downfall is, without a doubt. I think we need to use this podcast just like get out what we doing right, what we doing wrong. Let's course correct ourselves and get better.
Yeah, and maybe that's why also I just randomly one day told you like, oh, we should talk about intensities, because I think that's surrounding us lately. Well, always, because we've been intense since always. But yeah, maybe just being more conscious of using that intensity in the smartest way.
I agree, because you can use it in a very smart way.
Yeah, don't stop. If people is telling you like, oh, you should stop, but you're doing okay, don't listen to them.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest pet peeves, when someone goes, oh, I think you need to slow down. You need to slow down. No, if you're telling me I need to slow down and you're not in a position that I want to be in, then I'm not going to listen to you. I'm actively going to do the opposite. When they tell me to slow down, that makes me go, right, I need to speed up. Like, what more can I do? Because they're telling me to slow down.
Yeah. But from the smartest way, that's what I'm saying. Because sometimes you do that, or sometimes people do that, and took their body or their mind or whatever to like awful scenarios.
This is where I believe the universe has always got me. You know how the car broke, and we actively took those 2 days off to look for cars.
Yeah.
Like, not full days off, but we took, I'd say, 70% of the day off.
But again,
but it gave us time off.
Yeah, but
we needed that.
Yeah, but we did it until something broke.
What do you mean?
Yeah, we took those times off because something broke.
Exactly.
So I don't want to keep being the one that is breaking.
I agree.
To stop and to say, oh, we should.
Okay, so interesting, because this is my opinion on that. And I was just as you were saying that, my thought process was, we didn't have to break. Something outside of us broke to make us realize that we're doing something. Like, imagine you're washing up too fast and you smash a glass. To me, that's a signal external of you. You're not cutting your hand. You're not like hurting yourself. That's a signal external to you to slow the fuck down. And that doesn't mean like you have to stop. That just means give yourself some time to breathe.
Just be conscious.
Just be conscious. But I think that you can still move with a huge level of intensity, but still being
Yeah.
conscious. And then that's where I say it takes more work, where, for example, that means you have to meditate for a certain period of time each day. You have to work out 4 to 6 times a week. You have to eat healthy.
Yeah, it's like if you're working out and something is hurting a lot, you have to be conscious enough. And for example, talking as a dancer, dancers were always used to something hurting, always, always. So we know how to deal with pain, and sometimes we abuse of that. And instead of saying, okay, I have to stop, we are like, no, yeah, we can do it. And that's when you get like
Right.
something like, how do you say that? Lesión? No,
Injury.
that's when you get an injury. So it's like you have to know until what moment you have to push that little bit more to get more like there's a quote in Spanish, I don't know how to say it in English, but I love it.
Let's
It's
see if I
like,
can translate it.
más allá del límite, el cuerpo es potencia. That means
Let me try and get it.
you can do it.
Say it again.
Más allá del límite.
So, more... Ayer is yesterday, right?
No, más allá.
Oh, AJ...
ALLA.
Okay. Isn't that like more of the limit?
Like far away from the limit, the body becomes a potence.
Okay.
In
I agree.
It's like it's something about dancing, but for me, it's like the thing of my life that sometimes I push too hard, and I'm learning how to do it. But I always think that if you hold on a little bit, boom, you break a limit, and that's when you can like get amazing things. Because,
yes, exactly.
Because a lot of people stays here and it's like, oh no, it's too painful, boom. But if you break it,
exactly,
boom, everything gets bigger and better. And
I agree with that.
And yeah, I use that a lot for me when I'm like, oh, I'm really tired, I really want to give up, but I'm not going to, because a lot of people might give up here and I don't want to do it. It took me a lot of pain, effort, work.
Yeah, why stop
whatever.
in hell if you're going to fucking like the best place ever?
So again, it's like if I'm feeling shit, I feel shit. I cry, I scream, I'm a nightmare, intense, and then I just get over it.
What were you saying to me this morning?
I don't remember.
What were you saying to me this morning?
I don't remember.
Do you want me to jog your memory?
Maximiliano was being rude.
Okay, what did I say?
And wanting to throw me out.
Oh, for fuck's sake. So, you are going to dance, which again, who's encouraging you to dance? Who wants you to win and succeed at life?
Yo amo mi amor.
Exactly. And
I was just sensible.
I know. You are very sensitive for anyone who doesn't understand our slang. We got like such a slang that I don't think people would understand how we
said pingles instead of
goosebumps.
Goosebumps.
It was because I tricked you and told you it was a real word, and you believed me for however long.
And it stays.
No.
Infart. Caso. Guadalajara dancing.
Yeah, you thought that me saying, no, you go, I'm going to stay here. Like, you go and do it. Also, there's a bunch of you girls going, like, why do I need to be there? Like,
no, but I wasn't forcing you to go.
No, I know. But, like,
it
that's
was
the
because
thing.
in the beginning we talked about it. And you asked me today, what's going on with Guadalajara? And I told you, like, well, this is a plan. We have this hotel, but if you are going, we will have to find an Airbnb. So tell me.
It doesn't make sense.
And you were like, it doesn't make sense. I was like, I kind of agree because I'm going to work from 4
you
p.m. to 11.
Kind of agree.
No, at the end I told you, like, I get it because I'm going to work. It's only 5 days. It's less days than it was planned. And I was like, and I'm going to go out from 4 to 11. So
it didn't make sense.
And you said, like, yeah, I'm not going to
all I'm going to do is stay
way.
in the Airbnb anyway. So we're just paying for another Airbnb when
we can use that for something else.
Exactly. But going back to the intensity of social media, where something like you hit that limit, and if you don't get past that limit, you'll forever just keep failing. And this is where I hate myself, but I love myself so much in this sense, where I physically don't have it in me to give up. I have it in me to like differentiate. For example, I've posted on social media over, I think it's 4,000 posts. Like 4,000 posts on just my personal pages. Like, probably way more, to be honest. And like, they're all individual, unique, different posts. Like, all of them. And I'm just like, that's a lot of posting for one person to do.
That's too much time for me in social media.
But then also at the same time, what have we like figured out? We need to be posting few thousand a month
No, yeah, I got it, but
to really break a limit.
yeah.
But what happened? So I did YouTube imagine this. I did YouTube videos every day for I think 4 to 6 months. Every single day I was posting a YouTube video. So not like a quick edited like don't bear in mind my editing was really shit, but I was posting it was a minimum between 10 and 15 minute video every single day on YouTube. And like it was intensity. It was a high level to figure out what's not working, and I figured out eventually after a long period of time that me just sitting talking to the camera does not work. It doesn't work. So I've had to reiterate. I've done YouTube videos where obviously you've seen some of the ones that we filmed together where like they're more challenge videos. We've done the videos where I tried documentary style. We've tried videos where just short videos, podcast videos. Like we said, like the intensity of, oh, if I just gave up after the first podcast, we wouldn't be doing this podcast. Like, I just don't have it in me to give up, and I'm grateful that I don't. But also, I know that I'm never fully satisfied because I just want more from life.
And also that's a thing that not everybody has, because a lot of people is like, oh, you just post on Instagram. Like, what's the point on that? What's the point? Like, now that you're saying that, okay, you were editing. I had a moment where I was doing 3 photo shoots per week. It was people think that a photo shoot, what? It's tired.
Of course.
You have to, like, physically it's tired. Your energy goes there. But that was the content that I was uploading, like making classes, shooting videos. Doing that for people is like, oh, you're just posting. It takes time, and it takes more time that someone is someone that is just in an office from 9 to 5 working with someone else. If you want your things to succeed, you have to be intense, because it's your things. No one is going to be intense for you or for your things.
Unless you find a weird guy that's going to take photos of you and send them to you. Amen.
No.
Oh, no.
I thought that you were going to say unless you find someone that could be intense in an amazing way with you.
No, but if you can be intense with someone, then you won't feel bad.
Because
for example,
your intensity is not seen as bad.
Exactly. Like what's the word? Oh, what's the word when you like? I encourage your intensity by being intense. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel bad. What did you say?
Vice versa.
Exactly. Like, I don't feel bad working for long hours
because we're doing the
you
same.
Do it the same.
Yeah.
And also, I just want more. I just want more. That's it. And like, not to the point where I'm like, nothing will satisfy me, because I do think there is a level of satisfaction that, don't forget, we've been in a place where we've generally had nothing.
And we're very grateful, and we're very blessed, and also thinking this way. Since we met and we started doing things together, from the month that we start till now, there's a huge like growth.
Of course.
In all the areas. So if that's working, why should I stop?
Well, think about it like this. Like, when we first moved into that apartment, Polly's, we were scared that we couldn't be able to pay the rent.
Oh my God.
Our rent is now cheaper.
2,000 pesos cheaper.
It is cheaper.
But in that moment, it was
But
huge.
we were looking at spending another 10,000 pesos on top of what we were spending. So we were looking at spending originally from, I think it was about just under $1,000, or no, it was $1,000. We were looking at spending, I think, $1,500 or $1,600 a month, 1,600.
But that's real. When we were afraid of not being able to pay police, we were like, oh, how are we going to do that? We were like, we'll figure it out.
But that was a level of intensity where we didn't have an option.
We didn't have an option.
And I generally think getting to the point where you don't have an option is actually more powerful.
Yeah.
Like, for example, when people would always say to me to get a job, I had this weird thought today. I watched a guy, I think his name's Dan Martell, I think. And he's got a guy who's working with him, and he bought him a Porsche GT3 RS. You know the ones that you've been showing me, the pink ones and the green ones. He bought him one, and he was literally like making a video.
I want the mint one.
We will have one.
Yes.
He was like, they were in the showroom, and he's like, oh, that's the one that you've got, isn't it, on your screensaver for your phone? And he's like, yeah. He's like, in white as well. He's like, no way. He's like, yeah, that's literally the car.
Oh
he's
my
like,
God.
And he's like, and he's talking to the other guy. I'm getting chills saying it. I can't wait I just want to be able to do this.
Babe,
to
just
people.
say it. I want to cry.
And he literally just goes, this guy is so like thoughtful of other people that when I try and give him a raise, he always says, give it to the team.
Oh, chiquitoncito.
And he goes, and he just gets the keys out of his pocket and just chucks them to him. He's like, it's your new car. And he's like, He just like hugs him, and it's just like, I just want to.
I'm really going to cry.
You will. I genuinely just want to be able to do that for people. I genuinely can't wait, and I think that excitement for me is one of my biggest driving factors, because of course I want a Lambo, of course I want watches, of course I want a mansion, of course I want like all these things, us to go on holidays, all these things. But the reality is, like, even just buying you that bag for your birthday, like, I like to do it. I like to buy things for people.
It's my favorite.
But I genuinely just like to do it because that excitement that someone can get receiving that car, I'm like, I gave it to them.
I get
And
it.
like, it's not that I have to like prove it. Like, of course I would film, like, I wouldn't film everything, but I would film stuff like that just because how I feel when I see that is like, I want to do that, and I want other people to feel that, where they're like, I want to do that for someone else, therefore I'm going to do whatever it takes to get to that point where I can do that.
And also it's talking from a place of ego.
Mm-hmm.
And
It makes me feel good.
And that's the thing, like, I'm not against ego, I'm just against letting the ego like drive you through life. But I also think that intelligent people knows how to use their
Play
ego.
their ego. Yeah.
Because your ego is the one that is going to tell you, really? You can do it?
Yeah.
Your ego is going to be so everyone can do it, but you can't.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You're like,
and I
"Fucking
really
motherfucker."
get angry with myself. I
Uh-huh.
use that to work out. When I'm in the rep 12 and there are 15, I'm like, I don't give a fuck if you fall. You are going to do it.
Bitch, get the fucking push, bitch.
And it's like, yeah.
I think I know exactly what you're saying with that, because, for example, I took another picture of myself when we first got here, and I was just not in shape.
We were not in shape.
Yeah, and
After a month of
I
chocolates.
looked and I was just like, fuck, all this time that I've not been working out, I could have, on top of how I looked,
You could look even better.
I could look so much better.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
so pissed off at myself
Yeah.
that every time I don't want to go to the gym, I'm like, I fucking have to do it. Like, that's why I'm like, right, I'm drinking more protein shakes again, because I was
Yeah.
drinking a lot of do what works.
Yeah.
It worked before, it can work again.
And it's just because we changed our routine, and
Mm.
for us in that moment, we didn't have the discipline enough to fucking go out in London and go to a gym because it was painful.
But also, I think it would have been very difficult.
Yeah, babe, but,
No,
but we're
because we did go to the gym a couple of times.
and we arrived and paid for the whole month,
True.
and we
We
went
barely
3
turned
times.
up.
That's
And-
on
and-
us.
And but also at the same time, so this is why I don't regret any of my decisions, because also, one, we've got muscle memory, we'll get it back. I'm already getting it back just from like a few workouts with not heavy weights. I'm just doing high intensity. Again, high intensity. While I'm on the bike riding 15 kilometers, I'm fucking lifting the 5 kilos because I want to get my shoulders going. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it takes the high intensity to be able to break through to get to that next barrier. And I think for, well, anything, I just think it's volume of everything at a high intensity. Is like the best type of content to post is quality content at a high level.
Yeah.
The second best is low quality at a high level.
I don't like it, but yeah.
I agree, but well, this is the way that I see it. The podcast. If we didn't start the podcast and we just sat and went, no, it needs to be better. Like, we need to fix this. We need to fix this. We're actively testing things now.
Every day.
Literally, before we started the podcast, these were at a V, but they just didn't fit. So we put them back,
Yeah.
but we've given ourselves a bit of depth perception. We've put more lights up. All the things that we're testing to see if it works. We'll figure out if even these cameras are recording. I don't know. I hope they are. We will figure it out as we go along, and we will improve as we do it. And that really is the whole thing of the don't wait, do it.
And I just, now that you're saying that, I just want to say something. That just reminds me one of the quotes of CrossFit that is like, it doesn't get easier, you just get stronger.
Oh, that's a CrossFit quote.
I don't know if it was.
No, I don't think it is. I've heard
saw
it from someone else.
The first time that I read it was on CrossFit Morelia. Lita is in a place where you work out, and it's in a huge thing.
What, written on the wall?
And I was like,
Oh, okay.
That makes
It's
sense.
not a CrossFit
No,
quote.
no, I know, but it was, and it applies in CrossFit because, again,
Yeah.
talking about intensity, CrossFit is full of intense people.
Exactly.
That's why you're my friends. But CrossFit is full of
Yeah.
intense people because I've seen a blind guy do it CrossFit. He was like,
And that's
no
not
one,
just laying on a bench doing
No,
bench
no, no.
press. That's like climbing up
he
a rope
was jumping,
and
he
doing.
was doing the rope, and when I saw him, I was like, I don't have
An excuse.
a fucking excuse.
Yeah.
Oh, because I'm fat. Oh, because I'm thin. Oh, because my arm hurts. Shut the fuck
Yeah.
up. He didn't see.
Mm-hmm,
He was having someone that was making noise, so he knew where to jump.
What, like
What-
box jump?
Yeah, and
He was jumping onto a box.
Yes.
Motherfucker.
And he went like he was
This
like the
guy's a
second
savage.
place or something like that. And that's all.
Motherfucker.
And that's all about CrossFit. People is intense, and what
If I came
works.
third to that, I'd be pissed.
And what works on CrossFit that it's high intensity in a short period of time.
Yeah.
It's the contrast of the gym. Yeah, I like gym and I love the wrestles, but I prefer CrossFit 100%.
Okay.
And at the same time, people always is like, "Ugh, people that does CrossFit is obsessed with CrossFit.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that obsession is what have their body like that.
And
That
yeah.
obsession is what makes those asses in boys and girls. Like it's like whoa.
And that blind guy, so much fucking respect because
I can't
he's-
remember his name, but
he's-
you came to the Spring Break Games last year in Morelia. You are amazing.
But
I
like
respect you.
so much respect to that because he's got every reason to not do it, but he's still doing it.
He's still doing it.
That reminds me of a great story. A guy who was in the army got all of his limbs blown off. He had no arms, no legs. He had nothing. The best reframer you've ever met in your life. He would go into the wards where all these other people from the army would have limbs blown off, and he'd literally come in a wheelchair. I don't know how he got in, but he'd look at them and they'd have arms and one leg, and he'd go, "At least you got a leg." And like you can't say, "But I haven't got my other limbs." He'll go, "I haven't got any of my limbs."
Exactly.
And like I love when people utilize their biggest weakness as their biggest strength, and just like, "But I've got heart, but I've got teeth, I've got eyes."
But there's also people that is complaining all the time because the hair is not how we want it, or because we have a belly, or because, like, shut up.
It's like realistically,
You're
I have a bit of a
alive.
belly right now.
Yeah, but instead of complaining, go to work out.
Exactly. That's the one thing I hate when someone starts complaining. I'm like, okay, and don't get me wrong. Like I've complained. Do you remember that day in
Yeah.
Player where it was just a day of complaining? What was that? It was like my phone wasn't working.
No, you arrived. You came back from UK without a house. You were sofa surfing with Alice.
Yeah.
And you were like, I'm just so tired of everything. I don't have phone.
And I
don't have
remember
a
you
house.
just sat and you
blah,
just
blah,
went, oh, go ahead, keep complaining.
Yeah, that's
I was
the
like,
thing.
can I just have a day to complain?
Yeah, and that's the thing. You can complain. Of course that we can complain.
Yeah.
Take it out.
But I wasn't actually homeless.
Take it out.
Uh-huh.
But you always have something. And that's something that my big brother, that my
The fuck? What the fuck was that?
my
Do you
big
mean-
brother.
Do you mean the other brother?
Yeah, that. But I changed the thing. Remix.
Fucking
Well, my older brother told me one time that I was complaining about difficult situation. I wasn't
it
complaining
wa-
about a nail.
Yeah,
I was
it
complaining.
was actually something bad.
I was complaining about someone that I love passing away.
Of course.
That's a reason to complain.
And it wasn't just the first.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
And
Like you had all reason to complain.
like it literally, I was complaining the worst day of my entire life, where I was like, being here and being a whole is the same. And on top of that, he told me, like, you can complain, there's people that is worse. And that made me so angry. But then I was like, yeah, I
You're not
can
wrong.
complain, I'm not dying. I don't have like my days, like you have 10 days and you will die. Cancel. Like we are together, we have always food, we can eat whatever we want. We like, there are a lot of things to be grateful for and to be intense about, because we're alive.
No, so this is the difficult part. There's a lot of things to be grateful for, but there's also a lot of things that you can never be satisfied with.
And it's okay.
And I remember Ed Milet, I love his content, and he said he calls it blissful dissatisfaction, where you're peaceful, happy, grateful, but at the same time you still want more. And
that's amazing.
He's saying this not as a vegan, obviously I'm vegan, but he was saying, like, imagine you had a steak, or imagine you had tacos.
Oh,
But how blissful is that bite of that first bite of tacos for
fuck,
you?
amazing.
But you're not satisfied until you finish them.
I can eat 7 tacos, double
Exactly.
tortilla.
So this was his exact thing, and he said it perfectly. Multi-millionaire worth hundreds of millions, and he said he was having a lake house built that was worth God knows how much, probably tens of millions. And he said there was a bunch of Mexican guys that were working on the house, and he said he came in stressed, frustrated, things weren't going right, the house wasn't being done at the right rate, things were going wrong. And he said he looked at these Mexican guys, and they were just drinking their beers, having fun,
Being
laughing,
happy, yeah.
being happy.
Being in the moment.
And he looked and he went, the fuck am I complaining about? He went, like, put it in financial terms. These guys have come to America because because the building industry in Mexico, they earn nothing.
They are not allowed to see their people in years, because if they come back, they can go back to
exactly.
you. Yeah.
So, like, the amount of stuff that they've done, and they're still happy, and you're complaining because your $10 million house isn't being done.
Just shut up.
But that was his whole thing, and he went, it was just a perspective shift.
Yeah.
And then again, another Ed Milet story. He went out for lunch, and he was out with a mentor, and the mentor was like, tell me something you've got to be grateful for in your life. He went, nothing. I've got nothing to be grateful for in my life, man. Nothing. And he said 2 ladies walked in, and he said clearly both of them had cancer. And they walked him, and they gave him the warmest smile he's ever seen before in his life. And his friend looked at him and went, that's kind of pathetic that you've got nothing to be grateful for. And he went, that was the day that my life changed. And I went, fuck, I really have everything to be grateful for. I've got so much going for me currently, and I'm not dying. Like, respect to those women. Thank you for coming into my life at that time.
We have to be grateful even for air.
Mm-hmm.
And I say even when it's... We live.
You can't live without it.
But how many times did we take it for granted? When I was always sick, when I had like a struggle to breathe, I've never appreciated air more than when I was on ER, literally, with oxygen in my face because I couldn't breathe. So why do we have to get to those moments to appreciate what we have?
Unfortunately, humans have to do that.
I love the intensity, applying the best or in the smartest way. And I also know that intensity is not a synonym of being ungrateful or not being satisfied, but that intensity always, well, not always, but that intensity also separates you from the rest.
I think so.
Because for example,
no one else will understand it.
Someone would be like, oh, okay, now I have to, maybe this is wrong, but this works for me. Maybe we're like, oh, we have 3 free hours. Let's just chill. If I have 3 hours, I will like, okay, in these 3 hours, I will have I'm like planning, and you are the same. And that's the thing that is moving us forward, at least in this moment. And that's what we talk about it. We want to be intense now, so in the future we can chill.
Well,
not stop.
Yeah.
But to do what we have to do in this moment, that is just you and me.
Yeah.
Without forgetting about each other and without stopping being ourselves. But
I watched a video of, for the life of me, I can't remember who it was, but he literally said that, and he was like, I can sit on my phone in bed until 10 a.m. I can, because I've done all this over the last 20 years. All that 20 years, like
you deserve it.
Exactly. You build up your like bank of time. You build up your bank of time. I suppose that's really what building and amassing wealth really is. The goal to have money is
and
not
health.
just no, but I'm just talking about money.
Yeah.
The goal to have money is not just to have paper or numbers in your bank account.
Of course not.
The goal to have money is to pay back for your freedom. Pay back for your time. Like, why do people get a private jet? Because they get to their destination quicker.
Or just to make your life better.
Exactly. Or why does someone get first class? To feel more comfortable while they're flying.
Yeah.
Why does someone get a Rolls Royce versus a beaten up VW?
Because they work for it.
Because they work for it. And it's not about necessarily having the things, because I'm a materialistic person, I think we both are. We both love material things. We both love cars, shoes.
Yeah.
I love watches. I don't think
sneakers,
you're into watches.
bags.
Are you into watches?
No.
You wouldn't get a watch? You get a watch. We get you a watch.
Like, if you give me one, yeah, but it's not like, oh, I'm going to go and buy a watch.
Oh my
I'd rather buy Jordans, bags.
Yeah.
Like things for dance.
I used to love
heels.
Okay, I don't understand that. But I'll never understand that. But I remember I used to go to watch shops. I used to go on my own, like genuinely go on my own and have conversations.
Intense.
Fully. I'd actively. I remember one time I went to imagine Las Americas. I went to the shopping mall just to go and look at watches, and I put a suit on just to look like I had money. I put a suit on, and I was checking out all the watches, and they're telling me, oh, this one's like 15 grand. And like to some people, 15 grand for a watch is like, they're like, that's the cheapest watch I'd never even wear.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, I was like, what's 18 at the time. I turn up in my old beaten up Ford, and I'd go and try one and be like, how much? I was like, 15. Okay. And I remember having conversations with my friends who'd be in the watch stores. And this was a motivation at the time. I'd go out and test drive cars. But we'd be in the watch store and I'd be like, I can't buy that. I can't buy the new Hublot. I just bought one last week and it cost me like 20 grand. And I don't really want to spend another 20 grand. And like the guys would be like, they'd be like, who the fuck are these kids? I didn't have a penny in my pocket.
Yeah.
Literally a penny. I quit my job when I won $500 on a slot machine.
Yeah.
And bear in mind, I went home that day. I gave my sister money to clean her oven because she was living in her apartment, and I gave my mum some money.
Intense.
$500. Well, it was about $650, but £500.
We go back to trying watches, babe.
But no, that's what I would do. But that level of intensity, like, it makes me want for those things because I want them, and I love, like, I can't wait to get them. And I guarantee you, when I get them, I'll probably be like, oh, well, it's just a watch. I know I'll be like that. But that intensity won't die down because it will be on something else.
Because of the intensity that is helping us grow.
Uh-huh. I actually was watching a video of Layla Hormozy earlier, and she was talking about, like, your relationship. And depending on how your relationship is, as long as the other person that you're with is encouraging some form of growth, then you should stay with them. Without a doubt. And that's what I love about our relationship is we encourage each other to grow. Obviously, there's sometimes that you'll get pissed off at me and sometimes I'll get pissed off at you.
In every area.
But the reality is you'll always encourage me to grow and I'll always encourage you to grow. And that's something that, like, when she said that, I was like, okay, there's more people that think like I do. And obviously, like, I'm not saying I'm better than anyone, but I love to hear that confirmation of, like, from other people that are doing very well in every area, because I don't think just in finance. I think they've got a great relationship, the Hormozis, and it makes me go, right, I'm doing things well, and I like to hear that confirmation.
And that's the truth, 100%. If your base is not good, your intensity goes in a bad area where you are intensity fighting, intensity like draining in a very intense way, feeling in a very intense where you're not thinking, where you're not like calm to think and work. That's where that intensity is the one that becomes into toxic relationships.
That's like a toxic intensity.
Yeah, or like health intensity when we are just like pulling each other and trying to, not pulling in a bad way, like, come on, you can do it.
Yeah, and it's kind of also like checking yourself and checking the other person, saying like, come on, you're putting on a bit of weight, let's get in the gym. Or like, you're not eating healthy enough. Like I said that to you because you eat a lot of sugar. And like, not that I don't eat sugar, because I do. Like, you know that I do.
Yeah. He eats more sugar than me.
That's not true.
Babe.
That is not true.
Babe.
That is not true at all.
Your banana thing is full of sugar.
No.
Babe, of course. Bananas have sugar. The sugar that you use is sugar.
What?
The brown sugar is
sugar. Oh, you mean banana bread?
Yeah.
Yeah, but come on. Babe, you eat.
And the waffles that you no, but the waffles that you
okay.
eat,
when I was eating waffles, I'll probably admit
with
I was probably
peanut butter, ice cream, blah, blah blah. I eat spicy things.
No, but you eat candies just like all
I
the
love
time.
them.
You've literally, I'm pretty sure you've got fucking candies in here.
No, I don't.
Candies and a fucking tin Lorin.
Just in case I need a snack.
The worst fucking shit I've ever eaten.
He's judging tamborcitos.
Wait, talk about intensity. Guess how long
Mexicans
we've been on.
Defending tamborcitos.
Shut up. Guess how long we've been on this podcast after we said we would do an hour.
1 hour and 40 minutes.
1 hour and 43 minutes.
We always are the same. We
but
need to eat, babe.
Yeah, we do need to eat. It's fucking 12:30.
Yeah, but we ate at 4 p.m. We can intensity. We have had some days where we just start working at suddenly it's 2 p.m. and we're like, we haven't had breakfast, and I can't do that. That makes me crazy.
But in fairness, you've been able to do it.
But no, it's not good
and not
for my
as crazy
health.
as you think.
But it's not good. It's not good for my health.
I agree. You say fucking eating a tamborcito.
I'm hungry.
Literally pure sugar.
I'm hungry.
Okay. Let's keep improving this podcast. That's what I want to do. And I think realistically, the only way we're going to improve is just by doing it. And I think, like, realistically, I don't think we'll be that.
And doing it, we're in number 4 already. So.
Exactly. But we've done so many, but I haven't even put the full podcast together yet because there's a lot of work to do. Which after this, we still have work to do. Although actually, let's take a bit of time off. I want to chill. I've got loads of stuff in my hand.
Chiquita Rito,
Damn, my baby.
te amo mucho.
Don't wait, do it. Find us everywhere else. Go watch our clips. Wait, let's make a quick clip now for people to go and watch our podcast.
Okay.
Let's get into some scene.
For Instagram?
Let's just come up with something off the top of our head. And next podcast, can we talk about content? I really want to dive into content.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to find a perspective.
About following our journey in the podcast because we want to get better. And that's why. But that is the whole reason of Don't Wait Do It, right? Like, it was literally like...
Don't wait, do it.
Okay.
And you will get better.
Okay. Don't wait, do it, because you will get better if... This is literally my podcast. My what is it?
That's his YouTube voice.
Yeah, it's my YouTube voice. Okay. So don't wait, do it. Oh, what the fuck? I off the top of my head. Come on. Let's do something.
Go and check. Blech. Go and check. Blech. I'm tired of speaking English.
No, you're not. You love it.
Just, no, babe, I don't. Go and check the Instagram of Don't Wait Do It, where you can follow our journey since episode 1 to episode 4.
If you feel like you are not doing anything, and you are struggling with something, you need to stop waiting and start doing it. Don't wait, do it. That is why we started this podcast. We didn't have a clue what we were doing. We didn't think we could start a podcast, but we started a fucking podcast and we're getting going. Are we great? Probably not. Are we getting better? Probably. Yeah. Are we going to get better over a period of time? Yes.
You will never get better if you don't start. That's from me to me. Don't wait, do it. Just start, and repetition and doing something a lot of times will get you somewhere. Don't be afraid to be a beginner. Just start and do it.
Don't be a bitch. Bye.